Hey, guys, before you get started, if I could, I think everybody knows, if they haven't by now, my dad passed away, medical emergency that caused a car accident, tragically passed away. But I want to say thank you to the Husker Nation, including media, fans, colleagues, student athletes, all the coaches around the country, just for the tweets, for the cards, for the texts, and for the kind words. So thank you guys very much. Anybody that sent anything, it meant a lot to me and the family.
How have these last couple weeks been for you to try to balance focusing on a season while dealing with all that?
Yeah, obviously you don't want things like that to happen. My dad was a football coach for a long time, and I know what he would want me to do. I know what he trained me to be. And so you don't want things like that to happen. Nobody does. But, right now we have a job to do. He would want me to do my job. He wants me to be here for the players and for this program, and that's what I'm going to do. So it's never out of the back of your mind, but you got to find a way to get it done.
What did you learn from your dad about being a coach?
I learned everything, not X's and O's. Those he was a football coach, but when you're young, I don't think X's and O's are that important. But I learned how to be tough. I learned how to be a real guy. I learned how to discipline guys, but also by the showing at his visitation, his funeral, it showed how many lives he touched, and I learned how to discipline guys and be hard on them, but also how to love kids and show them how to become really good dads and really good husbands and really good brothers and really good fathers and really good people in the community. So what did I learn from him? I learned everything.
When people are coming up to you at the service and former players of his or whatever, what did they tell you about how he did impact their lives?
It was amazing to see some people that I remember when I was a little guy playing. It's amazing to see now that are grandfathers that played for him and their fathers and now their children that he may have substituted or helped with. So 3 generations coming through there, and it's just amazing to hear some of the stories you never heard and just how much they thought that he impacted their life.
Just with Purdue, unique challenge, 3 quarterbacks that they rotate in times. I guess how different is that in terms of preparing for potentially 3 different looks offensively?
Yeah, I think, obviously, Plummer was the quarterback to start the season, so he can operate the entire offense. What he's been doing as of late's a little different than running the whole show, but he's very capable of running the whole show. So I think when he comes in, you have to be ready for everything. I know, some people said, well, they only ran it when he's come in, but he can definitely run the whole show. As if number 12 comes in, he's kind of taken over the Wildcat role as Xander Horvath has been injured a little bit, but I'm sure he can operate, in the pass game as well. So I think you got to understand what they're doing with their piece of the offense now, but you also have to understand that they're real quarterbacks and they can run the whole offense. So we can't just put 11 guys up in the box and defend the run. We got to be ready for them to throw the football and do a lot of different things.
David Bell, obviously, had a huge game against Iowa secondary. What type of challenge does he present, and how high is he on your priority list?
Yeah, I think even last year going into the football game, we all know how good of a player Rondell Moore is and how well he's doing in the NFL now. Going into the last year's football game, he was a little banged up, and we thought David Bell was probably the most dangerous target last year with Rondell being a little banged up, which has been exemplified this year, been magnified this year by what he's done. I think he's probably, if not the best receiver in the conference, one of the best for sure, and across the country. So he's fast. He's got size. He can do things with the ball after the catch. Last year, you guys probably remember, they threw a post right into a cover 3, and we had 2 guys right there. He catches it and runs for an 80-yard touchdown. So he's a dangerous weapon, and they complement him with some other receivers, and they have a really good tight end. Along with Coach Braum, I think is one of the better play callers in the country. He's very creative. Finds the weaknesses in what you do every week, and there's a lot to prepare for.
Deontay being dinged up, how much of a responsibility
Yeah, I mean, Miles is taking on a huge responsibility as a starter, but Miles has been training for this job for a long time. Miles stepped in as a starter last year versus Northwestern and ended up with 2 picks. Now, we don't expect him to come in here and get 2 picks right away again, but he responded well last time when he was asked to step up as a starter. I don't expect anything less from him this year. He's trained, he's prepared, and I think that he's ready to go. He's ready for it to be his time.
Who are you counting on the depth after him at safety? I know that was kind of the next question.
Yep, so you got Noah. There's been some Noah Poligates. Obviously, some other guys are training back there. Lane McCallum, Phelan Sanford, Marquise Buford's been kind of rolling back and forth between corner and safety. So I feel good about the depth we have back there. We have guys that understand what to do. They'll be in the right spot, and they're going to make plays back there. So I feel good about what Coach Fisher has and how he's developed those next group of guys.
Coach, how have you seen Purdue's offensive line protect against opposing pass rush?
Yeah, obviously, they've had their ups and downs, but part of that comes when Coach Braum is a space player, and he likes to get 5 out, and he likes to take advantage of space, and there's a lot of times when it's 5-on-5 or 5-on-4 when a lot of other teams are protecting with the back and a tight end. So I think those offensive linemen at Purdue have a big responsibility, and they've done a good job. I think this is a game where it's a good game for everybody because against Michigan and Minnesota, even though we didn't necessarily earn the right to rush the passer as much, this game I think there's going to be a little bit more air attack. So I think our guys are going to have a good chance to go and rush the passer a little bit, whether it's just lining up 4 against 5 or whether you're bringing some type of pressure. But it's going to be a good game for our guys and going to be good to get back in the rhythm of rushing the passer.
Deontay's been so good at preventing those deep passes over the top. How well do you think the guys that will be out there on Saturday can replicate that?
Yeah, I think that Deontay's a special player, but he's been trained the same way as the other guys have. I don't expect there to be a drop-off. Miles is ready to go. Miles is a really good football player. Miles knows what he's doing. He's got good eyes. He's got good feet. He's a talented football player, so I don't expect any drop-off. And obviously, we're watching the film, and we know that these guys are going to take some deep shots, and we've got to be able to hold up against those.
Players were talking about at Minnesota how I think before the game, the locker room gave them a good home talk about how much you love them, team, family, all that stuff. Why did you feel like that was the time to convey that message to them?
I just thought a lot of those guys were probably at that point in time. Listen, when death happens, everybody deals with it differently, and we're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old guys. And at that point in time, I'm sure a lot of them didn't know what to say to me or didn't know how to react. And by no fault of their own, some of the spotlight had been shed on that situation. I didn't want the spotlight on that. I wanted it to be on them, and I wanted them to know that even though I'm going through something, I got their back. I love them. I need them to get through this. I need them more than they need me. And so, I just thought it was the right time to talk to those guys about it.
Earnestly, how are you doing?
It's not a – I don't think it's ever going to get better, but it gets easier. So we're doing good. My family's doing good, trying to take care of Mom, but we're doing good. All right, appreciate it, guys.